Every so often, we like to open the Gruen mailbag. Oh, my God.
Oh.
Yes, yes. And answer one of our viewers' questions. OK, all right. Well, I guess this is unusual. I'm happy to do it. Oh, hang on. It's not... Oh, here we go. Look at this. There we go. Dear Wil, how do you achieve your chiselled physique? Would appreciate any tips. Love, Todd S. Amazing. Well, Todd S. For gym rats like me, the newest trend is protein. Protein packaging is coloured black because they're tough, like these hardcore Baby Bell cheeses with 5 grams of protein, way more than the usual pathetic 4.6 grams of protein. And now, even cereal is heaping it on.
I found this little protein hack online for my teens. It's bark. For real? Stupid $6 tent. Here's a hack. Kellogg's Nutri-Grain High Protein Crunch has 12.7 grams of protein. For real? Yeah. It's got like little high protein bally things. For real? Yeah. Ah, basketball, yeah. Those were the days. Kellogg's Nutri-Grain High Protein Crunch. Real nourishment for real.
Here's a hack. I'll just combine my normal Nutri-Grain with Baby Bell cheese. Or I could get my protein the old-fashioned way. Oh. Real egg. Todd, is this real?
As you know, real is relative in advertising. Protein is an interesting thing to sell. So as soon as we see protein or hear it in an ad, our mental response is fitness, health, good for you, and really, the cleverness of it, it's called the halo, you know, the health halo. And the cleverness of it is they focus on one ingredient, and then it gives that halo across all ingredients. And Nutri-Grain is the worst and best example of that. So it has 3 teaspoons of sugar, so it's got nearly half of your required sugar content or your recommended sugar content for a day in one thing.
It's 20% sugar, yeah.
Yeah, so then they nod to that. They go, hey, look, we know we're 20% full of sugar, wink, wink, but we've got protein, high protein. And the cleverness of it, in some ways, is that more often than not, they're not adding anything. Because the protein is already in milk, it's already in oats, it's already in most of these things, eggs. And so they don't need to add it. What they do is brand it. And they slap that on some black packaging, giving it that kind of male fitness thing, and suddenly it's premium.
Protein deficiency is not a thing in the developed world. Unless you're like, you know, bodybuilders, you don't actually need more protein, so they're selling something they don't need. But for me, the thing that was really disappointing was that almost half of teenage boys buy protein products to bulk up, and more than half of teenage girls buy it to lose weight. So it's kind of diet culture masquerading as fitness culture, which is, I think, just kind of sad.
It's interesting, though, this ad with Celeste in it. You know, it feels to me like they're really angling for the sort of ease route with it. And there's some Ozplay research they do every year where they look at what's the top activities or exercises that people at different ages are most interested in. So up to the age of 14, kids name a whole bunch of sports that you would expect, like swimming's at the top, you know, soccer, basketball. And then from the age of 15, it becomes gym, weightlifting. So if you're that parent in that household and you've got a routine and you're cooking the meals you've been cooking for years, and suddenly you've got a 15-year-old boy in your household who's like, you know, trying to get a like serious rig, and they're insisting on, you know, a lot more, you're going to be looking for all the easiest possible ways to give that kid all of that protein without having to suddenly start meal prepping for this one child in your family, and I think they're playing to that.
Yeah, I think there's a whole new narrative around protein. Now, I'm a vegetarian, but I think outside of even vegetarians, that narrative of what protein used to look like, everyone used to say protein comes from meat, eggs, et cetera, right? And so for us, that narrative has always been different. Anyone who's vegetarian will know it comes from many other things. And I think that is the storytelling that kind of comes hand in hand with that choice of Celeste Barber as well. And, you know, social media and everything talks about these perfect moms, and you get a lot of that content, but there's a huge chunk of content creators who are catering catering to the type B, type C moms who just don't have the time, right? And so all of a sudden, Celeste is a perfect choice to go, yeah, you're trying to hit a million things in your diary that day. And if you're trying to hit protein numbers as well, and you're trying to do all of this, well, you know what? It's okay if something's got a little bit of sugar. You're not getting it right. And it's okay if you don't have time to cook a full chicken and meal or whatever you do to fit that in for your family. And I actually think it's a great choice for that.
Yeah. Weirdly, it's just Australia and Finland that are really leading the way with this. And I don't know why it's Finland and Australia, but we're like way higher than the others in terms of protein products. No idea why.
Let's fight.
Find out who's the best.
Out of us in Finland. We're coming for you, Finland. If I knew one other thing about you, I'd mention it right now, but I don't. I have no frame of reference to call you out, Finland. You're forgettable. Are you Sweden? Nah.
No way.
No way, Jose.